deep in the Arctic, where temperatures drop to -50 degrees. Russia is building something so large, so strategically dangerous, that America has spent 3 years trying to kill it. It hasn't worked. The project is called Vostok Oil. It is the largest oil development on Earth in 2 decades. Its price tag, over $100 billion. The West sanctioned it, froze its financing, blocked its equipment suppliers, banned its tankers from European ports, and as of right now, Russia is still building it. The pipeline alone stretches 770 kilometers across frozen permafrost. This is not just an oil project. This is Russia's plan to control the next century of global energy, and almost nobody outside of government intelligence offices is watching it. In this video, you're going to see the full picture for how Russia is using the Arctic, the most hostile terrain on Earth, as a strategic weapon. The engineering that should be impossible, the nuclear-powered ships that exist nowhere else on the planet, and the route that could make the Suez Canal, the artery of global trade for the last 100 years, completely irrelevant. But there is one thing about this project that Russia has not announced, a decision buried in their 2035 Arctic plan that changes what this is really about. We'll get to that at the end. First, you need to understand what Russia has already built. The Arctic covers 14 million square kilometers. It sits on top of an estimated 13% of the world's undiscovered oil and 30% of its undiscovered natural gas. For most of human history, that didn't matter. The ice made it unreachable. Russia decided that was a problem worth solving. In 1932, a Soviet icebreaker became the first vessel to complete the entire northern sea route, a shipping lane running along Russia's Arctic coastline in a single navigation season. That was the beginning. By the 1970s and 1980s, thanks to the Soviet nuclear icebreaker fleet, the route began to see sustained use for the first time. At 12,800 kilometers, the distance from northern Europe to China via the northern sea route is approximately 40% shorter than the route through the Suez Canal, and the journey takes 20 days instead of 33, 40% shorter, 13 days faster, burning 800 fewer tons of fuel per voyage. Russia looked at those numbers in the 1990s, when the Soviet Union had collapsed and the country was broke. And made a decision that would take 30 years to execute. They would turn the Arctic into an empire. The plan has 3 layers, and each one is more audacious than the last. Layer 1, the gas. Chinese state banks provided roughly $12 billion in loans after Western financing dried up for Yamal LNG, the Arctic's first major LNG megaproject. That plant now produces millions of tons of liquefied natural gas per year, loaded onto specialized ships and sent east to Asia. But Yamal LNG was just the beginning. Arctic LNG 2, the second plant, is expected to cost $21.3 billion. When fully operational across 3 production lines, it will have a capacity of 19.8 million tons per year. Then America moved. In November 2023, the United States imposed sweeping sanctions directly targeting Arctic LNG 2. By October 2024, the plant had shut down commercial operations entirely, with no plans to restart. According to one industry analyst, the US had succeeded in killing the project, for now. But here is where it gets complicated, because Russia didn't stop building. In November 2024, 1 month after the shutdown, satellite images confirmed that power plant modules delivered by Chinese manufacturer Wison had been installed at the facility. Construction on the 2nd and 3rd production lines continued. Sanctioned, mothballed, and still being built. Layer 2, the ships. This is where Russia has an advantage no other country on Earth can match. Russia is the only nation that operates a nuclear-powered icebreaker fleet. As of 2025, that fleet consists of 8 vessels, including 4 of the newest Project 22,220 class currently the most powerful icebreakers on the planet. Each is equipped with 2 RITM-200 reactors. Each can break through ice up to 3 meters thick. Key advantages: significant power, autonomy, allowing operation for up to 7 years without refueling, and virtually no carbon dioxide emissions during operation. 7 years, without refueling, moving through ice 3 meters thick. In 2024 alone, the nuclear icebreaker fleet operator Atomflot conducted 976 vessel escorts, earning up to $700,000 per passage. From LNG shipments from the Yamal LNG plant alone during the 2024 winter, the company earned over $50 million. And then there is Layer 3, the one that changes everything: Vostok Oil. Rosneft's Vostok Oil is the largest oil development on Earth in 2 decades. Its pipeline stretches 770 kilometers. Its development cost exceeds $100 billion. According to the Russian government, Arctic projects along the northern sea route could generate over $160 billion in tax revenues for the federal budget by 2035. Currently, the Arctic accounts for 7.5% of Russia's GDP and 11% of its exports. 11% of all Russian exports, from one of the most hostile environments on the planet. But here is what the numbers are hiding. Putin set a target in 2018, 80 million tons of cargo through the northern sea route by 2024. The result? 37.9 million tons. Less than half, and it gets worse. In 2025, the number fell again to 37 million tons. Russia built the infrastructure for an Arctic superpower. The cargo isn't following. In 2024, more than 84% of the cargo transported along the route was oil and gas. The route is not a global trade corridor. It is an export pipeline, almost entirely Russian hydrocarbons, sent to Asian markets that the West can't control. So what went wrong? 3 things, and each one is a crisis in itself. First, the tankers. The Arctic LNG projects require specialized ARC-7 ice-class tankers. Of the 21 ordered, only 3 had been completed by late 2023. And Samsung Heavy Industries in South Korea refused to build blocks and essential equipment. The critical technology supplier Gaztransport suspended working with Russia in January 2023. Without the tankers, the gas has nowhere to go. In January 2025, vessels were placing LNG cargoes into Russian storage or staying laden, fully loaded, sitting in the water with nowhere to deliver. Russia built a gas factory in the Arctic. The gas is sitting in tanks, unsold. Second, the shadow fleet. Blocked from legitimate shipping, Russia built something darker. These are aging, often 20-year-old tankers, reflagged under flags of convenience to Panama, Liberia, and the Marshall Islands. They sail without reputable insurance or up-to-date safety certification. On some sail with tracking systems switched off, earning them the nickname floating time bombs from a former NATO commander. Of 266 tankers linked to 8 major shadow fleet networks, only 89 are currently under sanctions. More than half remain unsanctioned, free to move Russian energy around the world. Third, the ice itself. The Arctic is warming roughly 4 times faster than the global average. Late summer ice extent has declined by about 12% per decade. The September ice volume is almost half of what it was in 1980. This sounds like good news for Russia. Less ice means easier shipping. But here is the paradox no one discusses. Melting ice also means unstable, unpredictable ice. Sheets that fracture unexpectedly, ridges that form in hours, but conditions that even the world's best nuclear icebreakers cannot fully anticipate. In December 2024, a tanker failed to reach an Arctic terminal, even with 2 nuclear icebreakers clearing the way. The route that was supposed to be opened by climate change is being made more dangerous by it. So here is what Russia's 2035 Arctic plan actually says. The part nobody is reporting. The Northern Sea Route is not designed to replace the Suez Canal for global container shipping. Even in 2024, when Houthi attacks cut Suez traffic by half, the Suez Canal still moved 1.25 million tons of cargo daily. The Northern Sea Route moved 321,000 tons of containers for the entire year. That is less than the Suez Canal handles in a single day. Russia's real plan is not to compete with the Suez. It is to control the energy corridor between itself and Asia, independently of any Western financial system, any Western port, any Western insurance market. What remains is a Russified corridor, an export pipeline to friendly markets, sealed off from most of the world. Sanctions forced Russia to find replacements for Western finance, expertise, equipment, and markets. The most obvious substitute was China. By 2030, Russia plans to have 17 icebreakers on the Northern Sea Route, 13 nuclear. Its newest vessel under construction, the Rossiya, will be twice as powerful as any previous nuclear icebreaker. Powered by a 120-megawatt reactor, capable of breaking through ice 4 meters thick. That vessel is not being built to escort container ships. It is being built to escort oil tankers and LNG carriers through ice conditions that no other nation on Earth has the technology to navigate. The hidden piece, the one buried in Russia's planning documents, is this. Russia is not building the Northern Sea Route for the world. Russia is building it so that no matter what sanctions the West imposes, no matter what pipelines get shut down, no matter what happens in Europe, there is one corridor for Russian energy that no Western government can touch, and China is waiting at the other end. So here is what we know. Russia has spent decades and hundreds of billions of dollars building an Arctic infrastructure that the rest of the world is only beginning to understand. The Northern Sea Route is falling short of its targets. The LNG plants are struggling under sanctions. The tankers don't exist yet. But the nuclear icebreakers are real. The pipeline is being built, and China is financing what the West refuses to. The question nobody has answered is this. If Russia completes Vostok Oil, and China builds the ice-class fleet Russia cannot, and the Northern Sea Route becomes a fully operational Russia-China energy corridor by 2035. What does that mean for every country in the world that currently depends on Middle Eastern oil moving through the Suez Canal? We are covering that geopolitical fallout next. Hit subscribe so you don't miss it. And drop in the comments. Do you think the West's sanctions are actually working? Or is Russia finding a way around every single one of them? I will see you in the next one.